Hello, everybody, and welcome to this update episode. This is a bonus episode that we will be having this week, starting off on a Monday morning to start your week off just right. So today's episode is going to be very relaxed, very laid back, very much just chit-chatting and catching you all up on what I've been up to. And if this is your first episode, hello, hi, my name's Daisy. I'm your host. This whole podcast is all about talking about ourselves and our well-being, mental health, and just exposing ourselves to, normalize the fact that our shit is not together 24/7 and that is okay. So if you want to hear more about that, make sure you scroll down below and listen to all the other episodes. Make sure you download them and subscribe if you like what you hear so far. And then you can come back to this episode and be all caught up and know what is even going on today. But for all my listeners who have been here since day one, I have some explaining to do and I have some catching up to do, you guys. So as you know, I was gone for about 3 weeks or so where I didn't post an episode. And shout out to my cousin and her boyfriend for constantly keeping me in check and every week saying, "Are you posting a new episode? Why have you not posted?" And there really is no exciting tea, so I'm just going to get that out of the way. I've just been super busy with work. I applied for a new promotion, and in fact, tomorrow, Monday, when this is being released, I'm going to be testing for that promotion to see if I'm even, eligible to interview for it. So I'm really hoping that everything with work goes really well, considering that I'm already doing the job basically. And, hopefully I'm able to get it. So fingers crossed, good vibes my way. But yeah, that's basically why I've been gone for those few weeks, is just because I've been working. But I know that's not the tea that you wanted to hear. So now that we got that boring stuff out of the way, let's talk about what I've been doing since the beginning of the year, because we're only a month out of 2021, or I guess I should say we're 2 months into 2021, but so much shit has gone down and I have been a dumb bitch since day one. And I truly thought I could last a long time without being a dumb bitch, but the dumb bitchitis strikes again. So here we go. Let's start. I actually wrote this all down so I wouldn't forget, but this actually starts at the end of 2020. If you listened to the episode with Jules, then you may have remembered that I talked about many stories of when I dated guys with children. And in that episode, I specifically said I was no longer going to date men with children. I have nothing against them, but just the way things are in my life right now, I don't really want that kind of responsibility. Well, that literally did not last long, because in December, I started seeing someone with a kid. And I say that very loosely. We were not really dating. I guess you could say we were getting to know each other, but feelings on the other party were developing very fast and uncontrollably. So I had to cut it off immediately because I just did not feel the same way as they did. But yet again, I knew that this person had a kid and I knew that I should have done better for myself, but me being the dumb bitch that I am, I decided to go for them anyway. So I was actually really conflicted about when to cut it off with him, because it was during Christmas time and he really wanted to spend time with me. But I was like, you should be with your kid. I'm going to be with my family. I don't think the holidays is a good time to spend time together, if that makes sense, considering we're still getting to know each other, So I was like, okay, I can't break up with him before Christmas. I can't break up with him on Christmas. So I have no other choice but to break up with him the day after Christmas, because I want to get it over with before New Year's, right? So cut that out, finally had that conversation. I still had this other guy that I was talking to that I had only been talking to for about a month by that time. And the guy that I had been talking to, we're going to call this guy Milo. So I had been talking to Milo now for about a month, because he and I started talking the week of Thanksgiving. It was right before Thanksgiving when we met, and we started talking from then on. So by Christmas time, it had already been about a month. So I was, still developing different relationships at that time. So it was nothing exclusive on either ends. So the other guy with the kid decided to cut that off. So no more of that. And you would think that would be the last of being a dumb bitch. We're entering a new year. I figured I need to do better for myself. I need to date better men who treat me better and who have goals and aspirations for themselves, right? And that have things going for them. But nonetheless, that only lasted 6 days because on January 6th, I was swiping on Tinder, doing my own thing, and I came across someone that, let's just say, I knew I should not have swiped on them. So I came across this person and I was so tempted to swipe right. And this person is none other than one of my exes. In fact, the ex that I had a situationship or entanglement with that I previously talked about on this podcast. So I came across him on Tinder and I was super debating whether I should swipe right or not. Should I swipe left? Should I swipe right? I wasn't sure. I knew that if I swiped right, I just had a feeling like I would match with him and somehow we would connect. So I don't know if that feeling was just something that I wanted deep down, which was later confirmed later on, which I will get to. So I ended up asking my coworker, hey, do you think I should swipe right? And keep in mind, she really wants Milo and I to be together. She's rooting for Milo and I, but she also is totally here for being messy. So she was like, hell yeah, swipe right on him. So against my better judgment, I swiped right on my ex, and I was really hoping that we would match. And I kid you not, I was really hoping that he would text me because his number is not blocked. He's one of my only exes that are not blocked on my phone. So his number is still saved on my phone. So he literally could call or text me and I would know it's him. He has that option. We still have each other on social media. He watches my Snapchat stories. And so I really thought and hoped that he would reach out to me and, we would kind of have that connection again and spark and, start talking again. So that clearly didn't happen though. So obviously one of us was smart and it was not me. It was him. He clearly did not swipe right on me because I'm pretty sure I showed up on his cards and we never matched. He never texted me. He never messaged me. So we left it at that. I didn't ever do anything other than that. So all it took was 6 days into seeing my ex and I was right back where we started, being the dumb bitch I've always been. So we had high hopes, but there's only so much that we could do. But there's more. So again, I was talking to Milo still during this whole time, building a connection with him. And don't get me wrong, I genuinely really do like Milo. He's amazing. We balance each other so well because he's the opposite of me in so many ways. I'm more extroverted. I'm the one that likes to go out more and he's more a little more introverted than I am, I guess you would say. He's not a complete introvert, but he's much more relaxed in that way. We're both into the same things. We both majored in the same thing in college. So we're very similar and very different at the same time. So it's such a perfect balance between us. But here's the thing. I've been seeing him and talking to him now. Well, I've been, building this relationship with him now for months. And I just don't feel like it's actually going to go anywhere. But that doesn't stop me from simping because I literally have become a total simp, and not just for Milo, but for another guy as well. So you guys sit on tight, tighten your seatbelts because now we're going to introduce another guy that I had been talking to at the same time. And I want to again say, I am not exclusive with anybody. I'm pretty sure they all know that, I'm talking to more guys. And in fact, one of them does know because I did tell him and he was totally fine with it. He said, we're not in a relationship, so you're free to do what you want. That's none of my business. Obviously, I don't like it, but you're free to do whatever you want. And so this guy, we're going to call this second guy Dylan. So Dylan and I started forming this relationship and it went by pretty fast. And there were some kind of red flags that he told me of right up from the beginning. And they're not really so much red flags. They were just things that I knew would cause hardships in a forming relationship or developing relationship as time progressed, which I was fine with because, it wasn't something inherently bad. It was just a part of who he was, and I was willing to accept him for that. So, we started forming this relationship or this, developing relationship. We were never in a relationship, if that makes sense. But it did develop pretty quickly. We had a lot of feelings for each other, and out of nowhere, things really just changed, and he had to move back to where he was from. And that really just shifted everything. I kid you not, I could feel the difference in our situationship, and it was rough. So this is coming to you live because we actually didn't talk all day today. This whole week, we haven't really been talking as much. And it is something that I communicated that with him, that I was like, hey, what's going on? How can I support you during this time? Talk to me. Let's talk about it. Let's communicate, because we've had a really, really great communication all around. I mean, he has been the first guy that's ever been so honest and upfront with me about his feelings and about what he wants and how he wants to do things. So it's been really great with him. Clearly this situationship is not working out, but I learned so much just in that time that I was with him. So I think looking on the bright side, there's that is, he taught me. Overall, I think every guy that I've been seeing lately has just shown me that everything that I want in a guy, is so attainable. What I'm asking for is not rocket science or too much. The bar is literally not too high to where it's impossible to reach, because the right guy will reach those bars and even surpass it. So every guy that I've dated so far this past year has just only shown me that my standards are not, some crazy thing, so it's good. I really appreciate that and I like it. But it's coming to you live because I'm actually gonna break up with him tomorrow. I didn't want to break up with him on Super Bowl Sunday because I figured he's not even going to care. So I might as well talk to him after the Super Bowl. So, I want someone that's going to give me consistency, and this guy just isn't giving me that anymore. And you know what? If there's anything that I'm going to take away from all of this, is that it's okay to be selfish as long as you're communicating and being honest. And in fact, that's a really great transition to share with you what my therapist was telling me at my last appointment. So I was actually telling my therapist about these two situations because, I was talking to two people at the same time, because remember, I'm talking to Milo and I'm talking to Dylan at the same time. Dylan knows that I'm talking to other people. Milo doesn't really know, but it's kind of like that elephant in the room because I know he's talking to other girls because I'm a sneaky bitch. I look things up. I know he's talking to other girls, and I mean, I don't like it, but I'm not his girlfriend, so who am I to say what he can and can't do when I'm doing the same thing? You know what I mean? So I was telling my therapist, I feel bad for talking to two different people, even though I'm being honest and I'm being open and, I'm not in a relationship with them, so I don't owe them anything. And he's like, no, you don't owe them anything. As long as you're being honest and open about your feelings and your intentions, then you are totally fine just going out and having a good time and enjoy getting to know these people, even if it's you just having casual, consensual fun, sexual relationships, it's all a part of your research and development. These people are just contributing to your research and development. So if it doesn't work out, then that's all it is. And I was literally dumbfounded. I loved it. Like, I can't even explain to you how I felt when he said that. Like, it was funny in the moment, but now that I think about it, it's like, no, literally, yeah, like all these people that I'm dating, like whether it's a lot or a little, whatever, that's I guess to each their own to define that. But each person is getting me closer and closer to the person that I want to be with, and getting me closer and closer to actually knowing what it is that I want out of a relationship with someone, and knowing how to actually handle these issues and address these issues as they come along. Because like I said, I came from being really toxic in one of my relationships to now being so understanding and knowing my value, knowing my worth, knowing how to set boundaries, and not accepting mediocre love from someone, which is exactly why I don't want to put up with this lack of consistency, because I know I deserve more. I know I'm giving a lot more, and I no longer feel like I'm getting that in return, even after we communicated that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm over it, Moving on to the next one. There's a bunch of men out in the world. So, if one of them isn't working out, we're not going to let him stop everybody else at the door. So just kick him along. But I do want to mention the biggest dumb bitch shit I did this past week, literally just like 3 days ago. So yeah, I just sat here and told you that I'm going to dump one of them tomorrow. But just 3 days ago, I was planning to send him a box, literally send him a box of goodies. And if it wasn't for the fact that he pissed me off that same day, I would have literally shipped him something out of state. So I've never done that before. Literally never, ever, ever have I've ever sent somebody something like that. So for me to actually take time out of my busy schedule to have to plan out what I'm going to do, try to be creative. I was literally coordinating with like two of my friends, like, oh my gosh, what should I send him? Should I do this? Should I do that? And mind you, I was also going to do this for Milo. So it was for two different men that I was going to send out these boxes to. And I better not hear any judgment from anyone. Okay, this is a judgment-free zone. We're out here spilling the tea. So I was literally going to send 2 boxes or 1 box to each of my hoes. And one of them was actually going to get a voucher. So I ended up actually writing 4 different vouchers of like sexy time vouchers, if you know what I mean. And they were actually pretty creative, and it would have been fun, like when they were here, like they could redeem them and we could have a good time. And, it was really creative and cute. But like I said, they actually both pissed me off that same day that I was going to ship them. So I said, you know what? Fuck that. We're not going to do it. We're not going to send it. And I didn't. I literally put everything back in my cart because they both pissed me off at the same time while I was shopping for their gifts. So I put everything back in the cart, or I took everything out of the cart and put it back where it belonged. And I bought myself what I wanted and spent that day doing everything that I wanted to do and treated myself out to some pasta. I ended up making like a TikTok pasta that night, and I ignored both of them, didn't talk to them because I was so annoyed with what they said. And they literally said some stupid comment when I had asked them like things that they wanted. Like one of them made a stupid comment about like, oh, I have like a bunch of work stuff, like physical fitness stuff so I can't like eat junk food. It was so stupid. And the other one was just being so annoying. So, take a shot for every time I say stupid. But yeah, like that's pretty much how my week has been. And my last few months, I have just been teeter-tottering between these 2 different men and building these relationships. And one of them has just gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? This isn't going to work because it's no longer being great. The other one, I don't even know if there's like an actual relationship at the end of that conversation. But I guess we're going to find out. As of right now, I'm just having a good time. I'm just enjoying it. But, in the spirit of trying something new and, having my turnaround time be pretty great, I am already, on Tinder browsing around, And there's this guy that I had matched with a really long time ago, probably like 2 or 3 months ago. And we just, never talked. And so I decided, because I saw a TikTok of this girl like having like these amazing pickup lines. So I decided to write down all her pickup lines in that one video into my notes. And so I just copy and pasted one of those pickup lines and sent it to like a bunch of my matches that I've never messaged. And I am not the one to ever send the first message, but I figured, you know what? I have literally nothing to do and I'm trying to replace this one guy and just have a good time, literally just enjoy this phase of my life and just, date around as much as I can while I can. So I decided to message them first. And there's this one guy who, when I matched with him, I literally was like, oh my God, he's so hot, like amazingly hot, if you know what I mean. Like the biceps, like he's literally, okay, all I have to say is he's 6'5". He's 6'5" and he's like thick and buff and just, okay, literally, yeah, like that's how hot he is. So, do what you will with that. So, I ended up messaging him and now we're having a full-on conversation and he's like pretty sweet and he's cool to talk to. So that's really great. I definitely recommend, shoot your shot, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not the first one to message, switch it up. Message them first, do a cute pickup line. And it's so funny because a lot of them were actually like, oh my God, that's so sweet. The pickup line was the emoji of the girl running. And then I just pressed enter. And then I said, do you believe in love at first sight? ? Or do I need to walk by again? ? Literally, that's all I sent. And a lot of them were so like flattered by that. Like they were floored. They couldn't believe that like I would compliment them. And I'm just like, it's just a pickup line, like it's not that big of a deal. But hey, maybe men aren't usually used to doing that. Like having girls message them first. I don't know, but it seemed to work out. I'm having a lot of really great conversations right now with like different people. And yeah, when one door closes, another one opens and I'm here for it. My turnaround time is pretty great. I already have a date scheduled, which I'm probably going to have to do like it's okay. So the date is probably going to be like a virtual date because I don't really feel too comfortable going out just yet. But, he is taking the lead on it. He is like planning everything out, asking me just details just to make sure that he doesn't take me somewhere that I won't like. So it's really nice to finally, see that energy from someone right from the beginning instead of feeling like you're the one that has to plan everything. So that's something that I'm going to be adding onto my list of things that I look for in a man is a man who takes the lead, at least in the beginning. Like I don't mind taking turns and, doing things one-on-one or taking turns planning things in the future. But in the beginning, I want my man or the guy that I'm seeing to take the lead, take the charge, plan things out, do these things, I want to feel wined and dined, and there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that's my little update. That's what I've been up to, just working so much. I have been working super long hours and dealing with this boy drama that's literally ridiculous. And we're going to cut it off tomorrow. So I guess check out the Date Chat's Instagram, because if you listen to this episode, then I will post a story and you will know what I'm talking about. So I guess the keyword will be, what should the keyword be? Because I'm just going to post a random picture with the phrase will be, the queen is free. The queen is free. That is the phrase. So if you see a picture on my story on the Date Chat's Instagram that says the queen is free, then you know that I have officially broken up with Dylan. So there we go. That's the tea. If you don't see it tomorrow, then I chickened out or he somehow talked me into not doing it. So I don't know. It can either be that I'm not going to do it because he actually ended up ghosting me. Because remember, we haven't talked all day today. He just, never texted me back yesterday. So we had this conversation, not this conversation, but we had a conversation on yesterday on Saturday. And then out of nowhere, he just stopped texting me. Didn't text me all day today. I have a feeling he's going to text me tomorrow with some bullshit excuse about, oh, it's the Super Bowl. I was family, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. That doesn't stop you from sending a quick, hey, I'm going to be with family today because we're going to watch the Super Bowl. I hope you have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow. Literally, that's all you had to say. All you had to do is communicate. But that's going to go on to another tangent. So I'm not even going to go into it. But until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this tea. If you guys have any questions or you guys can relate to any of this tea, let me know, because I just feel like I just dumped so much information on you guys that I don't even know like how you guys are going to feel. So just, let me know, chat with me. I want to hear what you guys are going through. What's your drama? Do you guys have any boy drama, any girl drama, any relationship drama? Just let me know. I'm going to put a little story box thing on my Instagram story on the Day Chats one. So feel free to submit your story. So this can be an actual conversation, a one-on-one chit chat. So until then, I will see you guys on Sunday on Valentine's Day, which I think is this Friday. Yes, Sunday. It's this Sunday. Until then, I will see you guys next Sunday on Valentine's Day. Embrace the day.